So you and Lewis Capaldi, big pals. You played at the Flower with him. So who doesn't love Lewis Capaldi? His Netflix documentary on mental health is amazing. He's an amazing human being. He's so honest and he's so fearless. He has his demons, but he's fearless when talking about his demons. So you went to see him in America, on the North America, but you sort of stood on stage, but you didn't sing with him. What's that about? What was? Were you tempted, or
he asked me to get up? I was like, tonight I'd like to have a drink and watch the gig, because it feels like everything I do now publicly is with Lewis or something. So I was like, come on, and then some girl asked him to do a Be Real thing, and then he asked me to come up on stage and do that with him. But on this documentary and stuff, I actually haven't watched it yet. I probably will tonight, actually, if I can get home early enough. I just think it's really important. Everyone sees him as as the funny man, but you know, he's got his issues and he's not afraid to talk about them. Yeah. I think it's mad important. You know, think about what his audience is and stuff like that. It's really important.
He's the real deal.
He's brilliant, and his voice is incredible.
How did you first meet? How did you strike up a friendship? Because meeting is one thing, and then thinking this may be a potential friend is another, and then becoming friends is the final act of that trilogy.
Yeah, I seen a couple of his videos. A cousin of mine was showing me a couple of YouTube videos that he had out very early on with a couple of his songs, and I just wrote to him and said, "Love what you're doing. This is amazing. Good luck." And then I was playing a show in Glasgow, and I just said, if you fancy getting up doing a few tunes before I go on tonight, you're more than welcome. And he came down. We met the day before, had a few pints, and straight away we were just the Celtic thing.
I love that.
We're connected in some way.
I love it. Okay, where was the pub? Was it a pub? Was it a bar?
Yeah, it was a pub in Glasgow.
Tell me, come on.
I think I heard it was owned by Stuart Hogg, who's the Scottish rugby player. I heard that.
Yeah.
But it was in. I think it was in the West End of Glasgow. It was lovely.
When Gazzy used to play for Rangers, we used to go out. Most of the pubs we went to in Glasgow were owned by somebody famous or reputed to be, right? Yeah. And we always went down the stairs. Was yours a down the stairs, or was it up the stairs?
There was a downstairs in it, actually.
There's always a down the stairs thing. That's a big thing in Glasgow. I haven't been for a while. Was it Guinness?
It was Guinness. It was.
For
Ireland
both of
were
you.
playing England in the last game of the Six Nations Championship on St Patrick's Day. Right. So it was a big deal. All the Irish and Scots were out. As
a fan and not an artist, you know, I'm always hankering on this show for brilliant people to go and tour together. You know, would you and Lewis ever consider doing that?
We were actually meant to in 2020. We were going to do a whole North American leg together, and then we're going out on the second week of April 2020.
Oh dear!
And I brought my album out the day we were told we were going into lockdown.
Wow.
So that happened, and then obviously the tour got cancelled. But yeah, I don't know.
How many days?
Are we too far removed from that? It was like 30 shows, something like that.
Big arenas? So 30 shows together. So would that be, he does a set, you do a set, then you couple up?
Yeah, so I think we were going to go kind of back and forth a little bit.
Oh, that's so much fun, man.
It would have been great. Not for the liver, but it would have been great.
And how were you with the pints before, the discussion before, and then the gig the night after? Because that sounds nicely loose, not too loose for its own good.
Yeah, no, it was great. It was just straight away. We just had a bit of a laugh. The whole game happened. We got a bit excited, and then went home early. It was a day thing, you know. And then the gig happened, and he sung beautifully, and then that was it. The start of a romance of another league.
And are you bezies now?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have too many famous friends. Is that what you want to call them?
Whatever you like.
I don't really particularly need too many mates. I've got my own.
Yeah, exactly.
But Lewis just slots in.
Cool.
He's just a great lad.